Am I the asshole for failing to stop my mother-in-law buying landfill for my kids at a fun fair? I went to a local fun fair with my kids and mother-in-law. We decided to walk around looking at all the rides before deciding what to go on. Mother-in-law had forgotten her wallet, so it would be me buying any rides. This let me relax about the sometimes tricky dynamic of who is paying for what. As we walked past a prize stall, pay money to win a prize, mother-in-law commented in shock at the high price, and I agreed. At the next ride, my husband joined us. He and I were chatting when we noticed that mother-in-law had gone back to the previous prize stall with the kids. He asked urgently what I had agreed with her about that stall, and I, slightly confused at his urgency, remembered we had both thought it overpriced. I knew she didn't have money on her, so I assumed they had just gone back to look. We have disagreed with mother-in-law many times about her excessive, in our view, gifts for the kids. Each visit she buys toys which soon get discarded, or more sweets and snacks than the kids can eat. This is important to us because A, we want to teach the kids moderation and value rather than excessive disposable expenditure. B, we are worried about the environment and the excess of toys contributes to landfill. C, while she has the right to use her money, the amount spent on this stuff feels wasteful when it could be used for more lasting things for the kids. Back to the fun fair. My husband insisted I tell him what I had agreed with mother-in-law. We hadn't agreed anything, I told him. We agreed it was priced too high. I then noticed she had taken out her phone to pay using her contactless payment. Husband said he didn't want her buying it, and I said he should go tell her. He insisted he didn't want to do that before finding out what I had agreed with her. I told him if he could see what was happening, he should go and stop her. By now it was finished, and I said, look, it's done now. It's her money to spend. And if she wants to have fun with the kids by spending £15 on a prize stall, that's up to her. And that I hadn't agreed anything with her, as I believed she had forgotten her wallet. After we got home, he picked a huge fight with me, telling me he was really distressed by the landfill of the prizes. The toys are already falling apart. And the repeated messages this kind of spending sends to the kids about the value of things. His main complaint at me is that when we first saw the stall before he joined us, he insists I should have told mother-in-law not to buy it for the kids, and the facts that I believed she had no means of paying, and B, had commented on how overpriced it was, were not relevant. I still should explicitly have said that we didn't want her to buy anything. I think this is unreasonable and would have made things really awkward at what was supposed to be a fun outing. He says, it's my fault that mother-in-law spent her money on poor quality prizes, which will be landfill by next week. Was it my fault? Is his mother incompetent and needs care like a child? If not, then her behavior is her responsibility and no one else's. If he wants to set a boundary with his side of the family, then he needs to tell them what he wants from them. If they choose not to comply, it's their decision, and he needs to set consequences for their behavior. You told him that you and his mother had not agreed to anything other than her apparent agreement that the game was not worth playing. He chose to keep asking you the same question until she completed her purchase. Then he blamed you for her actions. It doesn't work that way. He needs to tell her what she is allowed to do with the grandchildren. When she violates those rules, he needs to take action. He could have walked over and asked her to stop. He could have told her that he has told her previously not to spend money on such purchases, and walked on with the children, allowing her to choose to follow and waste the money or to play herself and then catch up to the rest of you. He needs to step up and handle things that are happening in front of him, or to accept that he chose to do nothing. He is responsible for his choices, not the asshole. Why is he expecting you to be the bad guy, OP? It's all very well and good to form a united front, but here it sounds like he's hesitating because he doesn't want to put his foot down. He wants you to. He doesn't have a spine and wants his spouse to do the dirty work. Not the asshole. Your husband should be the one speaking with his mother about things like that. It's strange that he expected you to anticipate what his mother would do. It's also strange that he thinks the message would be better received from you than from her own son. Not the asshole. TBH, your husband sounds a bit insane. I don't think it's healthy to think of things immediately as landfill. Fix up the toys and donate them to someone in need. Do you just throw things out as soon as you don't need them? You guys were at a fair. It's completely reasonable to let kids play for toys at stalls at a fair. For fun. His way of blaming you rather than his mother, putting the responsibility on your shoulders, is all asshole behavior as well. Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.